All right, I want to bring in Scott Bauer. It's time for the trade of the morning. It's got to be Tesla, Scott. The question is, are you betting on a bounce from the level that's worked so many times, or is it ready to break?
No, I've got to play the trend, and we've seen this trend. We've had this conversation how many times now, Oliver? There's a range. There is a really definitive range. Yes, it's going to break at some point, but I'm playing this range once again. Stock hammered overnight. Bad news again on production, on the Model 3, this, that, and the other. We've seen this story before. So what I want to do is I want to try and take advantages by using a put spread, selling a put spread here based off of this big support that we're seeing just under 260 in the 258-ish, 257 area.
Okay.
Listen, if it breaks through there, I'm doing something where my risk is completely defined. So I'm looking to sell next week's, the April 12th, 255, 250 strike put spread. $5 wide, collect $2. If this thing breaks down, okay, I know what my risk is. It's $3. I'm stopped out. However, I am willing to play the odds here. And this range that we have talked about has been, for traders, a phenomenal trading range off of, 260 or so up to that 320 area. And each time over the last 6-9 months or so, that thing has worked out. I'm playing it again.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the top and the bottom, ends of this range have lasted for like 2 years now, and it's already
it's crazy
coming back a little bit. Thing is to your point, Scott, you really feel like it needs to have something definitive and new. And while a decline in shipments quarterly after they're supposed to be ramping up, by no means a good thing. It was kind of expected, and look, they've fallen short before. They've been forgiven for this type of thing so many times. Who's to say when it's going to be the time where they don't get forgiven? So far, this is the rotation that happens. This is the system for Tesla.
Right, and at some point, maybe this is the time, at some point the market's just going to say enough is enough already.
Right.
We've seen this picture before. However, like we always talk about, Oliver,
do you want to bet
this
at that
is a
time?
Trade. It's not.
Yeah.
It's that also, but this is a trade. It's not an investment. These options expire next Friday.
Okay.
Quite frankly, I don't care what happens to the stock after next Friday. We'll reevaluate. So, this is not a long-term signal by me at any stretch of the imagination saying, hey, Tesla's a buy here long-term. All it is a technical trade based on that range.
Yeah. All right. Now, Scott, the downside risk to this, just to come back to that again, how meaningfully does it need to go below this? Are you still saying, look, even though it's going to bounce, I also want to give myself a little breathing room here?
Yeah, and that's why I'm going a little bit below the market here. So this put spread, the 255, which is the one I'm selling, versus the 250, the one I'm buying, trying to collect $2 for that. So my break even, Oliver, next Friday at expiration is 253. Okay, anything above 253, I'm going to make something. Below 253, I can lose up to $3 if the stock goes down to 250. Let's say the stock goes to zero, which then we would have bigger problems than that. Even if the stock went to zero, my max loss is still capped at that $3. And that's why I need to be and want to be risk defined.
Yeah. All right. Good lesson for the traders out there, Scott. And good follow up to our coverage here for Tesla. And, nice call on those yields spiking on your TLT trade, Mr. Bauer. Kudos to you. All right.
Appreciate it.
You got it, sir. Scott is the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. We'll be right back.